Okay. We should be live now. I will give it a couple more minutes. So we should be live at this point. If the audio is not okay, let me know. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet because it's really early in the morning in Colorado. But anyway, just let me know if the audio is okay. I can get closer to the mic. I can speak up a little bit. Good morning, everybody. Today we're here to talk all about the giant launch that happened yesterday for the Passion Fam, essentially, which is the PPD, or the Passion Planner Daily, which I've got up on the screen there. I was part of the test group for the Passion Planner Daily. We've been testing this planner out since the middle of June. So I've got a few insights into it. I've got some information from being in the focus group and from being a Passion Planner rep. So we're going to go over the Passion Planner today, what it's all about for the daily, and then I have some questions that were asked on Instagram that I'll answer first, and then I'll take some questions in the chat. So when I start the Q&A session and I'm answering the questions from Insta, please start putting your questions into chat because there's about a 10-second delay between when you chat and when I get it. So first of all, let me just get set up here. And if you are here, if you're in the chat, please, just leave a little comment, just say hi or wave or something so that I can see that you're in the chat and you can hear me just fine. And this level is okay. So just gonna give you guys a second here. Let's see here. All right. So we're just going to get started here. All right. So if you're on Insta, you saw this on my Instagram account. This is my Passion Planner Daily. And what I've got I can show you a couple things. I'll start with the booklets. So we got 1 week's worth of the Passion Planner Daily to initially test out. It went through a couple different versions after that, before it got to what we started with and what was launched yesterday. What I did was I took the dailies, or the weeklies, and I turned them into these little booklets that you may have seen me teasing on Insta a couple of times here in my traveler's journal. And I'll grab one and I'll pull one out and I'll kind of show you what they're like. So essentially, with the planner here, I made these little monthly booklets so that they could go into this Passion Planner. I kind of tested out some different things. We kind of put them through the loop. I've got stickers in here already. I've started making stickers for it. Chelsea Brown has started making stickers for it, which is super exciting to me. But yeah, so that's, basically my involvement with it is just doing this testing for like 3 months to give feedback. We helped Angelia with the little Hardo story that will be at the beginning of your planner. So I'm going to just go ahead and dive right into the planner itself. Here. So this is what if you get a Passion Planner Daily, this is what your daily is going to look like. You've got your today's focus section here, which in its initial iteration was a lot smaller. Initially, this was the today's focus over here, and this was the date section. So you had this really large date section over here, which was really weird. But anyway, so you've got that. This is your date. We've got your days of the week here, so you can just circle or highlight whatever day it is, and input whatever. You have your game changer section here, to-do list, your personal to-dos, and then your work to-dos. your hourly calendar, which I think is awesome because it goes from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. This giant space of infinite possibility over here. It's a full page dot grid every single day, which is honestly a game changer for me. I love having that there because I can use it for so many different things, as you saw briefly when I showed you one of my June spreads. And then you have these free space to grow, the self-maintenance, best thing that happened, today I learned, today in one word. And you'll notice that this used to be called, I think, personal space in the one I just showed you, or in the picture on my Insta. This was like one of the last changes that they made, is just to call this the free space to grow. So that's going to be your general layout of the planner itself. There's some things that we definitely know about the planner at this point. And I'm going to try and run through those all real quickly with you guys. So let's see here. The first thing that we know for sure is that it's going to be Kickstartered. So on October 7th, you want to be on Kickstarter to order your Passion Planner Daily if you want to get the daily right away. They are going to roll out by the end of the year, is what we've been promised. And so far, they've made every single milestone when they've promised the focus group and the reps, we'll do this on this date, we'll do this on this date. They've made every one of those milestones. So when they say they'll have them out by the first of the year, totally believe that. But Kickstarter is on October 7th is when they're going to start that. At this point, I do not have any information on pricing. One thing I will tell you is it's probably going to be a tiny bit thicker than the regular Passion Planner. This year's 2019 Passion Planner Compact or Small was 210 pages, I believe, 214 pages, something like that. And this planner's PDF is 232. So there's a few more pages to the planner. It's going to probably be a little bit bulkier. Which kind of goes in with a general theme. When we look, there we go. When we look at the Passion Planner, this date section here, or let me call it the date section here. This section here, the date, the timeline rather, is the same width and slightly longer than the Pros. The Pro goes from 6 a.m. to 10:30. This one has more size, more length because it has more hours. But it also is, when I measured it, it is 30 or 40 millimeters across, and the one in the Pro is 35. So it's slightly wider than the Pro, but not as wide as a Classic. So you have the writing width of a Pro. It's not the writing width of a Compact. And over here for your checklists and your boxes, these are all going to be the width of about the same width as the Pro as well. The Pro is about 80 inches across in the to-do list section. This one is 85 millimeters across. So it's, once again, ever so slightly wider than the Pro. So you're not going to be using spaces as small as a Compact. And I say this because from my understanding, and I'm not, I can't say this 100% guaranteed, but my understanding is that it's going to be available in the A5 size, which is the compact or small size. So it's going to be the size of the compact, but the interior spaces, you're going to have the width of the Pro for the timeline and the width of the Pro for all of these boxes over here. And probably, I would guess, around the weight of the Pro as well. My understanding is it's still going to be the same 120 gram paper that we love in the Passion Planner because we can watercolor it, we can do anything with it. My understanding is also it's going to be in soft covers like the regular planners. Last year, some of the reps got these really cool hardcover planners, and at first glance, I thought they might do that with this, but no, they're going to be the soft cover planners as far as we know, based on some prototype images that they showed us last week. And we're going to have multiple colors to choose from based on the images that were sent out to the reps last week. Then these colors that you see at the top are what's going to be the colors of the colored planners plus black. So you have black, cream, kind of a moss green, kind of a dusty blue, and then, which kind of looks like the digital blue, maybe a little bit brighter than digital blue, but that's kind of what that looks like. And then a muted brown. So it's not going to be as dark or as yellow undertoned as your other, as like the paw print brown or the brilliant brown. So, after the release of the PDF, I'm going to definitely do a video where I'll show you how you can put together your own version of these booklets that I have here. So if you're kind of like, oh, that's a lot of weight, because I know there are people who just don't like the heavier Pro planner. And if it does turn out to be the same weight as the Pro, like I said, I made monthly booklets to put in a traveler's notebook. I'll do a video once the PDF has been released for everyone to show you how you can make a booklet like this with the PDF that's available. But that PDF is not yet available at this point. As far as I know, it's not on the website yet. I think that'll probably go on the website after the Kickstarter ends, but I don't have that for sure. So there's a couple new features in the Pro that, or a couple new things in the Pro that I wanted to show you that should answer some questions that you guys raised already in Insta. So we'll go back to showing you that. So this will be your first page, this will be your last page in the planner. Usual stuff. I kind of like this note to self. I thought it was very cool. Here, how to use the planner, letter from Angelia, which is very cool. And then Angel wrote this 8-page story that is adorable that is in your planner. So that'll be the, so you have first double spread, and then you have 4 more. So the first 10 pages are text, and then the how the daily planner works section. Little reminder to just start. We have a roadmap, and instead of a secondary roadmap, they put in this month's Game Changer goal section, which is really cool. I like this a lot more than what's in the yearlies, and I hope going forward they stick to something like this instead of having the mini map with all of text here. I really like this kind of a lot more, and like make it this, half, this the goal for 6 months, or the Game Changer goal in the next 6 months. I will blah blah blah. Should be cool. But this is what the daily is going to look like, and then this is the future log, which is what I'm calling it. We asked for a calendar in the focus group. We asked to have a calendar every 30 to 31 days, or my suggestion was to have 3 calendars in the front like we do with the undated. Instead, we got this future log, which is pretty cool. I was making my own future logs. As you know, there's one in my shop right now. So instead of, having to buy a future log from me, you've got these future logs here. It was asked in the focus group about why this is a half here, and this is on February 29th, because some years you have one, some years you don't. So it's all undated here. And then you get right into the good stuff, your weeklies. And then there will be, I believe there's 20 pages of dot grid at the back. Also interesting with this is that, sorry, I'm scrolling really fast here. Every 30 or 31 days, you get a self check-in with these questions to answer for yourself, and you get a new Game Changer goal. So you're going to mind map the month, which is pretty awesome. I really love that feature. And then at the end of the year, okay, we're going real fast here. At the end of the year, there's also, or at the end of the 3-month period rather, it's not really the end of the year, you have your monthly self check-in that you've been doing every month, and since you started this particular 3-month planner, questions and answers. And then, like I said, you've got about 20 pages of dot grid. So that's what the interior looks like there. Now I'm going to get started on some questions and answers. If you have questions, looks like I'm having issues with the live chat. Let's see if I can pop in and out. If you have questions at this point, we can put them in the chat, see if I can see them. Let's see here. I just want to make sure this live chat is working. It says it's working, but I don't have anything in chat. So it says at 6:50 it didn't connect to chat, but at 7:02 it did. So I don't know. If you can see the chat, pop in any questions that you have. Right now I'm going to go to the questions that were asked on Instagram yesterday when I asked 4 questions. And I'll also, if anybody else has come up with any other questions since yesterday. But I'll get started right now. The first question I had yesterday was about the size of the planner. Will it be available in all 3 sizes? As far as I know, it's not going to be. As far as I know, it's going to be the sorry about that. As far as I know, the planner is going to just be available in the A5 size, which is the small or compact size. And I mean, honestly, if I can just show you for a second, I mean, this thing is huge just in that size. Like, it gives you so much space. I don't know why you would ever need this in a classic size. Because I mean, these are pro size spaces here, and pro size timeline space over here. So I don't know why you would ever in your lifetime need that, like a classic size. Because I mean, if they did this in a pro size, then those spaces would be classic size, and if they did it in a classic, they'd be so much bigger. I don't know. This is meant to be kind of like a everyday carry sort of thing. So I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do it, like really do an everyday carry with this, if that makes sense to you. So we had that. Another question that I had was cost. What is the cost? I don't have the cost information for you. That has not been shared with the focus group or with the Passion Planner reps at this point. What I can say is, based on the fact that it's going to have more pages, there's more text to it, it's going to be a little bit bigger. I would guess it will be slightly more than the cost of the planner currently. My best guess would be that it would be in the $35 to $40 range, because like $35 for the black and $40 for the different color ones. Just based on, like I said, the fact that it is a larger planner, but I know that they have kept to having all of the planners the same price recently, so that might not hold up. It might end up being $30 for black, $35 for colors. My hope is that they would be able to bundle them so that you could buy a year's worth all at once, which should be for like a slightly discounted price. That would be super cool to me. I don't know if any of you girls out there, or guys, I guess, remember like the American Girl dolls from like back in the 80s and the 90s, and you could get like each like outfit had a book that went with it that had a little story, and you could either buy them individually, so like you could get Meet Samantha with the Samantha doll, and then you could get like Samantha's birthday book, or you could buy a set of 6 in this like keepsake cardboard case. My hope is the Passion Planner will do something like that, where you can get an individual one for, let's say, $35, or you could get a keepsake, like a set of 4 in like a little box or a little like keepsake, so that it would be divided on your shelves, so you could see the years on your shelves, and then do that. If they did the planners at $35, then do the set at like $120, which would be a $20 savings. That would be my hope. I don't know what they're going to do, but that would be what I would hope to see. Like I said, they haven't released any pricing yet. They haven't released whether they're going to do bundles or not yet to any of us. But that would be, if any Passion Planner people are watching, that's what I'd like to see in my Passion Planner. So yeah, so I can't really say much about the cost. That would just, like I said, be kind of my guesstimate based on everything that I know about the planner. Questions about what I've used the personal space boxes for. The free space box, which is currently called, let me bring it back up here. So the free space box here, I've used that for a few different things. I've used it for a daily affirmation space. I've used it for a quote of the day space, or lyrics for today. I've used it to plan out my social media posts or blog posts if I need to have kind of a descriptor of what's going where. But I actually have made stickers to cover all these, because I know that some days I have way more than 13 things to do. You have 13 check boxes up here. Some days I have more than 13 things to do, so I want to make a space down here where we can add more to-dos. Though you can also do that on your giant die grid over here. I've made a sticker that will turn these boxes, except for this. I really like the day in one word and mood section. This is just my favorite part of the planner. But these boxes here, that divides them into 5 equal boxes, and then it turns it into kind of like a 5-minute journal. I experimented with doing some 5-minute journaling over in the Space of Infinite Possibility while I was playing with it. I really like some of the prompts, so I've experimented with turning this into like a 5-minute journal section. I also am working on a sticker for if you are following a plan for a certain company that used to be a weight loss company but now is a quote-unquote wellness company, trying to avoid copyright infringement here, or trademark infringement here. If you are following the plan of that company and you have to keep track of let's say yummy points, because the yummier something is, the more points it has. I'm working on developing a sticker to go in here that will allow you to keep track of your yummy points every day. So I haven't decided if it's going to just take up this giant space here or if it's going to take up down here. Let me bring you back to me, because I did experiment with keeping track of my yummy points over here the one day. I would definitely suggest, for the people that were out there really complaining vocally on Facebook, who haven't even tried the planner yet, and were complaining about the boxes, I say give it a try. I mean, I wasn't thrilled when I first saw them, but as I've used them, I found them to be really useful. So I would say, if you're going to do a daily planner, at least try the boxes. I find that the boxes are really helpful when it comes to doing my monthly reviews, because I'm using both the daily and the regular dated planner right now, and I have absolute plans to continue to do that into 2020. So my weekly planner gives me like a week at a glance. It allows me to plan things out in advance. My daily allows me to keep track of all the minutiae of the day. And having this section here where I can do all of these things, these little boxes, is very helpful when I want to do my monthly review. Like I said, I'm definitely going to do some stickers to cover the section up, because I know not everybody's going to want it to do that section. I know, like I said, there's definitely spaces in my planner where I added stickers, as you can see. But I say give it a shot. I mean, I'm not the only one making stickers for it right now. I know Chelsea Brown's working on doing daily stickers so that they'll be ready for the launch. But at least try it. Give it a try. See if it's something that you can work with. So that's kind of what I use my daily boxes for. With the giant one, like I said, for pretty much whatever. Sometimes I'll doodle in it. Mostly last month I was using it as the daily affirmation section, but yeah, you can definitely use that for several different things. If you wanted to do a start, stop, continue in there, that would be something else that might work, though I don't know if you want to do a daily start, stop, continue, but it might be worth it for you. And then finally, from the Insta questions, I had the question of my covers. I get the pro cover from Cocoa Paper, and there's usually a link to them in my Instagram posts that show the cover from Cocoa Paper. It's my Pale Jade cover. This Traveler's Notebook that I have specifically for the dailies is from a different Etsy company called Leather Imagined. If you just search Leather Imagined on Etsy, you'll find it. Also, there's a post on my Insta from July or August, that I think it was July, that has the post about when I got this, and it has a link in there as well, and I'll put that up later today. So let me just check and see if we had any questions while I've been chatting, and I apologize if anybody did try to chat, because I'm not seeing any questions in here. So I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you guys so much for coming in here. If there's any questions that I didn't get around to answer, if you did put them in chat and they just didn't come through to me in the chat for some reason, leave a comment. I do monitor the comments on YouTube, so just leave a comment. Or you can hit me up on Insta. It's ERW_plans. So just kind of hit me up on Insta. You can direct message me, leave a comment on yesterday's post launching the daily, and I would love to answer your questions. So have a good Wednesday, guys. Bye.